Welcome back. Here's a job I've been dreading to do, putting a clutch in a tractor. You gotta split it in half. Let's see how frustrating this will be. First step, we gotta take off the weights, gotta take off the hood, gotta take off all the cowling. The fuel tank, I believe, has to come out. All of these lines are gonna have to get disconnected, drain the hydraulic fluid, drain the differential fluid, and a bunch of other steering lines on this side all have to get unhooked. I believe the whole steering column assembly is gonna have to come off. Take off the weights. I ain't lifting these by hand. Unplug the headlights. Remove the pin from the hood support and the other pin that holds the hinge on here, and then you could pivot it, slide it off. And lift off your hood, put it out of the way. The supervisor is here to inspect. We got all these bolts here for the covers on the bottom. There's one MIA, and there's two more on the other side. Get these off. All right, the covers are off. We disconnected our switch. Our helper came to see what we were doing. You gonna help? I gotta pull out that bolt to get this lever disconnected. And you ever get that feeling you're being watched? Ah! The tachometer cable unscrews and you could pull it out. Unplug the harness from the back. The round plugs take quite a bit of pulling to get them to release. We have a bunch of bolts that came out, 4 over there, 2 in the front over there. Unplug everything else. The throttle cable, you're supposed to be able to pull that lever off the knob. I could not get the pin out, so instead we just disconnected the center bolt on it and took the cable off. Now we're at a point where we should be able to get this thing up and out of the way. Pull the lever off out of the hole over here at an angle, and now we could get access to removing the fuel tank. I need to read the rest of the directions to get to the next step. Well, you don't want me to do this job, do you? The rest of these harnesses will have to be unplugged because all of these will stay with the engine here. So unplug the rest of this mess and throw it towards the front. Some of these plugs are so tight to get out, it's easier just to unbolt the connectors and just leave them plugged in. That's what we're doing with some of these. We got our fuel tank draining, and we're starting to pull the bolts out from this top bracket. Then we got to remove the brace this hooks into. After the tank drains, unhook it from the bottom and then lift the whole thing off. I also have the 2 return lines that go to the top of the tank. Just pull them off and get them out of the way. Pull those 2 12mm bolts out, and there's a long 10mm one here. And get this whole bracket out of the way so we can get to the 2 bolts on the top here later on. So I'll pull the starter out. I left it hooked up for now. If it's not in the way, it could just stay there like that. Now we got to drain transmission and I think the differential too. And then work on the 4-wheel drive shaft down there also. That's got to get disconnected. You got these 4 bolts on the drive shaft that have to come off this little cover. All right, with the cover off, this is just the shield that's covering this. And there is a roll pin in here that you need to knock out to allow the shaft, I guess, to come out, but it cannot come out until a tractor is split. So you want to be able to have that coupler uncoupled. If you haven't noticed, this is the first time I'm doing this too, so you'll be learning along with me doing this job. And cursing along every once in a while too. After you knock the pin out, that little coupler can be slid forward, so it's disconnected from the back right now. The front cannot come out supposedly, so you have to just leave this attached right here. Remove the clamps holding on to power steering lines. We're gonna have to disconnect them. We're only gonna disconnect them on this side, and we're gonna leave them on here. They want you in the directions to take them off from both ends, but we'll just leave them hanging out. You only have to do one side. You also gotta drain all of the power steering fluid out of the reservoir. You're back again to help? Thank you. And draining all of our hydraulic and transmission fluid. Okay, everything is drained. We got to loosen up this pipe. 4 bolts there, the 2 bolts over here, the bracket that's over there. Undo that hose over here. Undo this. And I believe that there is a mounting bolt on that back over there someplace that we could unhook and then let this swivel out of the way, loosening up this hose clamp to get this big hose out, or big pipe out of the way. Let's start unhooking all of that. Pipe's removed, and the other one's hanging down over there after we pulled that bolt off on the back. Now we're gonna go disconnect the power steering lines on the other side of this steering box. Unhook all 4 of these, and there should be enough room to just pull them away. All right, we got our power steering lines all unhooked. We have our chain hoist hooked up. We have our jack underneath the other side here. We have our clutch linkage disconnected right now. And we're getting ready to start loosening up all the bolts that hold this thing together. And there's a lot of them all over the place. There, here, there. I'm sure I'm gonna miss a few. Top bolts out. We got all of these loose. A few more on the other side. Okay, we have separation. I'm gonna pull off this plate here too to get it out of the way.
I put the bolts back in and I put the plate sitting on top of it to hold it up. All ready to come apart. I need a hand to do this.
Here's what the cat thinks of this job. He puked on the floor. What happened? I know you don't like doing clutch jobs. I don't like doing them either. You don't have to get sick right in the middle of the work site. All right, we have separation. This shaft came out. It was kind of stuck in the middle there, so we have to push that back in. We got it propped up with some jack stands now and get the whole clutch off. We got a whole new remanufactured clutch from New Holland. Now let's get our old toasted one off here. Got most of the bolts already loosened up. Little toasty over there. Not down to the rivets on this side, but definitely down to these. I'm gonna give this a light sanding, clean it up a little bit. You're back to help? Clutch inspector?
Make sure it has the right splines on it.
We got our universal clutch alignment tool, which sort of kind of works. Hopefully we'll get it close to where it needs to be so it'll slip in easy. We got to work on the throwout bearing, and there's a little fitting that the throwout bearing is pressed onto. So we got a new one of those. This needs to be pushed onto this. Get that on there. Got to pull a little spring out on the top. I already have it off, and then this whole thing should slide right out. Get it out of the way. Giving that a press on. You got a sleeve that fits right on the inside, so we're not pushing on the bearing itself, just on the inner sleeve. Get this to bottom out. I think that's it. And we got our new spring hooked on in here, and this thing slides on nice. Got to put some grease on the inside of this and put it back on and hook up our spring. Okay, we're all greased up. Got the new piece slid on there, the spring attached. Tighten up our clutch next. What are you doing? Still supervising? Well, hopefully our alignment is good. Now I'm going to attempt to slide this back together myself. I heard a bump. Oh, I thought it was going to be slid together. We got jiggly with it, and it slid together. Woohoo! We got all our bolts tight. Got our starter back in.
And now the tedious job of just hooking everything back up again. The dealership wanted $3,200 to do this job. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.
A few more things to go, the side panels to put on. I need to get a new clutch rod because that one's worn out. Someone already called Shotgun. You want to go for a ride when we're done?